AI is everywhere these days. From how we search and create, to how we invest and plan for the future, artificial intelligence has become the obsession of our time. Every headline, every investor pitch, every boardroom strategy seems to revolve around those two letters, AI. But as the money pours in, the infrastructure grows, and valuations hit the stratosphere, one question keeps popping up. Is this real transformation, or just the start of another tech bubble? Let's break it down by looking at the 10 levels of the new tech hype. Let's start at level 1. Level 1, the unprecedented moment. Every bubble starts the same way, with the claim that this has never happened before. In the current AI boom, that phrase has become a mantra. The World Economic Forum even called AI spending unprecedented, noting how companies are pouring hundreds of billions into data centers, chips, and models at a pace the world has never seen. But here's the thing. People said the same about the internet in 1999, housing in 2006, and crypto in 2021. Unprecedented often means we've forgotten what the last mania looked like. That's not to say today's boom isn't extraordinary, it absolutely is. But history reminds us that scale alone doesn't make something immune to correction. As one Allianz economist put it, this might be a boom underpinned by fundamentals. Or it could just be another chapter in the long book of market exuberance. Level 2, massive investments with unclear results. At level 2, the money really starts to pour in. In 2025, companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Nvidia, and Openai are collectively spending hundreds of billions to build the physical backbone of AI, from massive GPU farms to new AI factories. To put it in perspective, analysts estimate $400 billion will be spent in a single year on AI infrastructure. But here's the catch. Returns are still speculative. A recent MIT study of over 300 corporate AI projects found that only about 5% delivered measurable business gains. The rest? Stuck in pilot stages or shelved altogether. So, we have this paradox. AI is being called the fourth industrial revolution. Yet the profitability math hasn't quite caught up. It's as if everyone's building the highway before there are enough cars on the road. That doesn't mean the investments are foolish. It just means the market is betting big on a future that hasn't materialized yet. Level 3, circular financing disguised as innovation. Now, we move into level 3, where the financial ecosystem starts feeding on itself. A perfect example. In late 2025, Nvidia announced a $100 billion investment into Openai. Openai, in turn, committed billions to buying Nvidia's chips, and also signed deals with AMD for the same reason. To many analysts, this looked eerily similar to the circular financing of the late 1990s, when tech firms invested in each other to inflate valuations rather than build actual value. It's not fraud, it's financial choreography. But it does create a kind of echo chamber where each company's valuation depends on the next one's optimism. This dynamic doesn't mean AI lacks real progress, but it shows how easily hype can distort market signals, especially when investors are rewarding growth narratives more than results. Level 4, the geopolitical AI race. At level 4, things go global. The AI boom isn't just about corporate competition, it's also a geopolitical arms race. The US, China, and Europe are all in, but they're playing very different games. In the United States, private capital leads the charge. In 2024 alone, US firms raised roughly $109 billion in AI funding, dwarfing China's $9 billion. It's a Silicon Valley first strategy. Build fast, regulate later. China, on the other hand, takes a state-driven approach. Its government has a $47 billion national chip fund, and its next-generation AI plan aims for global dominance by 2030, particularly in manufacturing and military tech. Europe sits somewhere else entirely, cautious, regulation-focused, and slower to scale. The EU's AI Act, passed in 2024, imposes strict rules on high-risk AI systems, signaling Europe's preference for control over speed. In short, America builds, China mobilizes, and Europe moderates. That geopolitical tension is now one of the biggest catalysts and risks in the entire AI economy. Level 5, enterprise adoption is lagging. Despite the hype and global race, corporate adoption tells a different story. Most big enterprises are still struggling to integrate AI meaningfully. That same MIT study found that fewer than 1 in 20 AI projects delivered tangible returns. Another survey found 56% of Europe's large firms had no scaled AI systems in place as of mid-2025. The reasons are practical, not ideological. Companies face data quality issues, skill shortages, ethical and legal uncertainties, and a lack of clear use cases. So, while investors and tech builders are racing ahead, the actual customers, the businesses meant to use AI, are still inching forward cautiously. That mismatch between investment velocity and adoption speed might be one of the clearest signs that we're in a hype phase. The infrastructure boom is sprinting, but the market demand is jogging behind. Level 6, overbuilding infrastructure. And that brings us to level 6, the overbuilding stage. Across the world, hyperscale data centers are rising at record speed. These are gigantic complexes, AI factories, consuming thousands of megawatts of power and covering vast stretches of land. Analysts from Moody's recently noted that depreciation costs for new data centers could soon exceed $40 billion a year, while revenue from them might only be half that. That's a serious warning sign. In the dot-com era, companies overbuilt websites and fiber optic lines. Today, it's GPUs, cloud campuses, and energy-hungry data centers. The logic is always the same. Build now, demand will come later. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If future AI adoption fails to keep up with these massive infrastructure bets, the sector could find itself with billions in underutilized assets and a lot of empty server racks. Level 7. The risk of stranded assets. When overbuilding collides with slow adoption, we reach level 7, stranded assets. Imagine a data center built for massive AI workloads that never arrive. Think back to the early 2000s, when telecom companies laid thousands of miles of fiber optic cable that sat unused for years after the dot-com crash. Moody's and other credit agencies have started flagging this same risk today. If AI demand falters, billions of dollars in chips, land, and real estate could turn into dormant assets. It's not just a financial issue, it's a strategic one. Companies might have to write off investments long before they've depreciated, creating ripple effects across tech supply chains, utilities, and even local economies that bet on AI infrastructure as a growth engine. In short, we're building the skeleton of a future economy that may or may not need all these bones. Level 8. The limits of the physical world AI might feel digital and limitless, but it's colliding hard with physical constraints. Every new AI model requires enormous energy, water, and land resources. Analysts say power availability is now the #1 bottleneck for scaling data centers. Some projects are being delayed or canceled because entire cities can't supply enough electricity. Then there's water. A single large AI data center can use tens of millions of gallons of water a year for cooling. One Arizona facility was found to consume about 56 million gallons annually, enough to supply hundreds of homes. Globally, data centers could consume up to 2 trillion gallons of fresh water per year by 2027. And let's not forget labor. Skilled engineers, electricians, and system designers are in short supply. So even as AI models grow in complexity, their physical footprint, power grids, pipelines, land, reminds us that digital revolutions still depend on very analog resources. The more we scale, the more we hit those limits. Level 9, the "it's not a bubble" narrative. At this point, skepticism rises, and so does denial. Every boom eventually develops a "this isn't a bubble" narrative, and AI has its own version of that. Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, insists the current AI wave is not hype. the demand is real. He points to explosive sales, real applications, and a growing base of enterprise customers as proof that this time it's different. Economists at Allianz and investors like Mark Cuban agree, arguing that AI firms today have real products, customers, and revenue, unlike many dot-com startups that were all story, no substance. That's a fair point. But it's also worth noting that bubbles rarely look like bubbles while they are inflating. Even the most justified optimism can get ahead of itself when money is cheap, competition is fierce, and everyone fears missing out on the next big thing. Level 10. Real transformation is quiet and incremental. Finally, we reach level 10, the point where hype meets reality. Even if parts of this boom deflate, AI isn't going away. It's already delivering real-world transformation, just in ways that are less dramatic than the headlines suggest. A global survey found that 91% of organizations using AI have seen measurable improvements in efficiency or performance. That's not world-changing overnight, but it's steady, meaningful progress. AI is streamlining logistics, improving healthcare diagnostics, optimizing energy use, and automating parts of knowledge work. These are incremental gains, small wins that compound quietly over time. And if history is any guide, that's how real revolutions happen. After the dot-com crash, the internet didn't die. It matured. It became the invisible infrastructure for nearly everything we do today. AI could follow the same path, not as a sudden rupture, but as a gradual, pervasive transformation that unfolds in the background, reshaping industries one workflow at a time. So, is there an AI bubble? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that capital is inflating faster than adoption, valuations are echoing each other, and the infrastructure race is sprinting ahead of market fundamentals. But no, in the sense that the underlying technology is real, powerful, and already delivering measurable gains across industries. The 10 levels framework isn't a prediction of collapse. It's a reminder of cycles. Every technological leap, from railways to radio to the internet, has gone through this dance of overenthusiasm, correction, and eventual normalization. Artificial intelligence may be overhyped today, but it's also quietly becoming indispensable. So maybe it's not really an AI bubble, maybe it's an AI adolescence. Messy, expensive, full of wild ambition, but ultimately growing towards something lasting. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown useful, hit that like button, subscribe for more analytical deep dives, and let me know in the comments, which level do you think we're in right now? Because one thing's for sure, the story of AI's boom and what comes after is just getting started.